Okay, there's the maple tree. Right over the barn there. It's probably the best angle to show you. Quite a bit of deadwood up in the center here. And this right lead here is all dead out here. And then those branches way out over the peak of the roof are very long and they're getting heavy, reaching for the sun over there. We can't tell about any type of problems in branch unions or cracks, that sort of thing underneath that ivy, so that's a concern. This whole center lead's got a problem, and then there's some more problems with the tree. Let's see if we can take a closer look up here. Not sure if you can see that on camera or not, but that basically dead in the middle of that screen there, that's got an issue right there. Some type of decay and a vertical crack along there. Looks like that branch right there may have a vertical crack in it. So we're going to take quite a bit of weight off of those branch tips. We're going to come in from the other side with the bucket truck. And then you can see it's also been stripped. I mean, someone who ever pruned it before just took all the lower branches off, basically elevated the thing and called it that a good pruning. And of course you end up with the tree pretty misshapen at this point. And so what we're going to do is take as much weight as we can off on the branches over the roof and get that dead piece out of there, and then come in and cable it. Since the main branch union, we can't examine that either, and it'd be, you know, almost as cheap to put the cable in there as it is to take the ivy off to examine the branch union. And just customer likes the tree, is willing to spend the money to have it cabled, and that's the way it's going to be. We're going to cable it. Here's the side that's out over the roof. There's some dead over here too, and we'll reduce those branch tips as much as possible. We have to leave enough green on this tree to keep itself alive and healthy as much as possible, so it's a bit of a balancing act. It's a pretty straightforward job, and we'll take a look at it, see what it looks like when it's done. See those cuts there? That's one right there. Those are the cuts, an inch or smaller. So this whole side of the tree was cut back. It's just tough to tell. We took a lot of weight off. You can probably even see this one dripping over here. End of that branch got cut back. A lot of smaller cuts. You can see there's a cut there. A couple small cuts. This is all handsaw cuts. Now there, snuck right in there, there's a bit of a larger cut there. It's a heading cut or reduction cut. Might be 2 inches. And here's the other two big cuts I made on this side of the tree. That one on the upper left hand side might be 2. And one in the lower right hand corner there might be 2.5. I doubt that's 3 inches, but it could be 3 inches. There's another little cut right there. Some dead wood down in here. Of course I cut the dead wood back. That's as far as I can reach the bucket. I'm going to pull the bucket over the other side and finish those cuts off from the other side. Again, lots of smaller cuts here. Those are 1/2 inch or smaller. There's a reduction cut there. My purpose here is functionality. We need this tree to, we need to reduce weight on this tree because we do not know how strong, stable, and secure this trunk area is here. At the same time, we still, because, well, we can't examine the trunk area because of all that ivy on it. We've seen there's some evidence of cracking, and there's a lot of sun scald. It was not visible from the ground. There's sun scald there, sun scald there, and that whole lead's dead. But then even over here, this is the lead I wanted to cable into, and I've got some serious concerns now. Right above that head of ivy right there, there's sun scald there, and it runs right up that trunk. It's tough to see from this angle, but it does, right up that lead there. So again, we're trying to reduce as much stress on the structure of this tree as possible, at the same time leaving smaller cuts on the branch tips that the tree doesn't have to work too hard to compartmentalize, and leave enough green leafy material growing on this tree so the tree can make a living, keep itself alive and healthy. All right, we can see all those small cuts up in that tree. Just taking some weight off the tips. I was a little concerned that I might have hit it too hard. I'll wait till you see how much sun scald there is in that one main limb. So I was happy I hit it as hard as I did once I saw that sun scald. That's not a bad looking tree. I mean, the tree still has shape, no big holes in it. Not going to get a lot of sun on the any sections of the trunk now because it's still a fairly full canopy. There'll be some plenty of diffuse light moving through there, and still has enough leaf material to keep itself healthy, and we've taken quite a bit of weight off to reduce the force that could cause structural failure on this tree. So we also got a cable in there. There it is there. Let's see if we can see exactly where it goes through. There it is. There's the cable. And you can see I put a through bolt on that. All right, there's the through bolt. Put in on this side, and on the other side, look how well you can see that. That's a J-lag on the other side there. And that cable's only hand tight. The tree's got no leaves on it. Because it puts a little weight on, it should firm right up. Anchor to the small lead rather than anchoring to the big lead, because this whole lead is full of sun scald and decay. So it was a bit of a judgment call. The height was going to be approximately the same. I might have gotten a couple feet higher if I went with the other side there. Oh, and by the way, here's what I wanted to see. What we couldn't see from the ground, and we couldn't see from the bucket on the other side, was all that decay in there. That's an old bit of sun scald right out in that big lead. And we're backlit here because of the direction of the sun, but that's a fairly sizable lead there. And we took quite a bit off of that, which I'm happy about now that I see all that sun scald decay in there. Okay, so there's some decay there. Actually going down in the crotch a little bit. And then that's where I decided to put the through rod rather than coming over into this larger lead here. And because this, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's sun scald all up and down this trunk there, cracks associated with the sun scald. There's more sun scald over here. And I just rather threw a solid piece of wood there, even if it's smaller in diameter. I'm okay with that. We've got plenty of leverage here. It's not going to pull out. It's not going to break the limb. It should be fine. So I think that's a better choice than poking a hole in this guy here that has so much sun scald, and who knows what kind of decay and what kind of vertical cracks could occur afterwards. And our main concern here is that the whole tree doesn't split down in that main crotch down there. I thought the tree could use as much leaf material as possible on that side. Doesn't seem to have any structural issues, so it's got the cable in it now. Thought we'd leave that green. No reason to really thin that out. We took enough off the other side.